25 years ago, Glenn Stiers had a dream. He carved out a dirt speedway on his land on the edge of a small town on Six Nations of the Grand River. An asphalt racer himself, Glenn's passion for racing and showmanship was evident from the start. Racers came from far and wide to compete on the speedway in Glenn's backyard. On race nights, the population of Six Nations nearly doubles, and the roar of engines fills the air. These days, it isn't just Glenn with dreams of his racetrack. Youngsters who grew up attending the speedway now compete at its highest levels. This facility, difficult to say and even harder to spell, enters a new era tonight with the arrival of MAV TV Canada and All North Racing powered by Pinty's. Get ready to watch dreams come true at Ohsweken Speedway.
Welcome, race fans, to All North Racing powered by Pinty's. Tonight at Ohsweken Speedway, we make history as we go with the first of 6 live broadcasts nationally here at Ohsweken Speedway. My name's Greg Kellman. With me is Adam Ross, and on patrol is Clinton Jeffrey. And Adam, ever since we made the big announcement, there's been a huge buzz here.
There's been a huge buzz. The little track that Glenn Stiers built just keeps getting better and better. And Greg, the racers have come out in numbers to put their names in the history books. Tonight, we're racing all 4 of our Ohsweken Speedway divisions. Core Pack merchandising, 360 cubic inch powered wing dirt sprint cars. The Strickland's GMC crate engine powered sprint cars. We've got the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. It is going to be phenomenal.
Well, we're going to hear a lot tonight from Clinton Jeffrey as he patrols around trackside. But right now we have a chance, as he earlier on had a chance to talk to 2 of the fastest drivers here at Ohsweken Speedway. Clint?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with 2 of the most dominant drivers in the 24 years of Ohsweken Speedway. First off, Dave Bailey, the most recent winner and the 4-time champion here. Dave, going for championship number 5 and a shot in the record books tonight. You could become one of the winningest drivers here ever at Thunderstock. What would that mean to you to get that done on national TV?
Oh, it'd be awesome. That's we came here to win, and it would be awesome to put our name on the top of that list. Finally, me and Ryan have been going back and forth about that deal for a while now, so it'd be really cool.
Great job. The other dominant driver, young Dylan Westbrook, here with us. Dylan, you've won 23 of your 44 starts. That's super impressive. Last week you picked up a win to start the season, but you're with a new team this year. How's that changed the dynamic for you?
I changed it a bit. I have Sam Haferty now. He's probably the best 360 driver out there. So with him kind of giving me driving, like coaching me with my driving and everything, and then with Hills Racing, they got great equipment and everything. So it's pretty much the perfect package and a great crew to work with me. So pretty much everything. You couldn't ask for a better team.
Good luck tonight, Dylan. Both these drivers picked up wins here on opening night. Both of them are record-setting drivers. Watch for them tonight on All North Racing, right here on MAV TV Canada.
When we return, we're going live green flag racing with the mini stocks here at Ohsweken Speedway on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
Up first, the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, always door-to-door fantastic racing in this division.
They are ready to go and headed out onto the speedway. Christopher Hale at a Guelph in the Draper Doors 79. He will go from the pole position. Alongside him in the Expert Auto Clinic number 4, it's Aaron Rowitzki. Row number 2 to the inside of the Lampman machine. That is Jim Lampman out of Caister Center, the 28. To his outside, Jeff Roloffs out of Chatham in the 6R. Will start from 4th. Starting 5th in the Burger Barn, number 21X out of Caledonia, it's Mark Bazine. And alongside him, the Peacemaker 420, number 53, that is Wade Purchase, regular runner down the Brighton Speedway out of Demoresville, Ontario. Starting 7th out of Canfield, that'll be Mark Fawcett in the 32 car. At his outside, had a good run in the qualifying race out of Caister Centre, the 28D of Donnie Lampman. Going from 9th, the Club 54, number 8, Ryan Denning out of Hagersville, Ontario. And going from 10th, out of Merlin, Ontario, the 96, that'll be Steve Shaw Jr. Going off 11th, another one of those Club 54 machines, that'll be Ken Sargent out of Hamilton in the 25 car. And then going 12th, the defending track champion, the winner last week, won his qualifying race here tonight, the 49 out of Hagersville, the Queenston Chevrolet, number 49, that is Dave Bailey. Starting in 13th out of Hagersville, in the 23 machine, that'll be Trevor DeBoer. And alongside him from the 14 spot out of Harley, the 37 is Rob Hoskins. Going from the 15 spot out of Jerseyville, the Advantage Electric 53, that'll be Logan Schwedick. And going from the 16 spot out of Victoria, the 84 RK, that is Ryan Beagle. Starting 17th, out of York in the 14, that'll be Johnny Lowenberg. And alongside him out of Brantford, car number 1, that'll be Chris Dickey. Starting 19th out of Merlin in the 96 Junior, Steve Shaw Jr. And outside of him, starting 20th out of St. Anne's, the 74, Steve Vanderzanden. Going from 21st from Cookstown, the 63C, that'll be Brandon Crumby. And going from 22nd from Ohsweken, Frank Turkey in the 38. Going from 23rd, Derek Liverance out of Brantford in the 40, and Adam Plazik out of Caister Centre in the 41. Starting 25th, out of Brantford, the 13, that'll be Casey Huffman. And from 26th from Hagersville, the 93, that will be Melissa Miller. Starting 27th from Hamilton, the 43, Kyle Andrus. 28th, the 24 of Blake Bombery Jr. And Go Fast Eagle in the 11 starts 29th from Thorl. Double greens in the air from Kyle McKenzie. We're feature racing at Ohsweken Speedway.
Chris Hale launched out of a cannon there from the pole position. He'll lead the way down the back straightaway. Right behind him, it's Jim Lampman. Whoa, in trouble for Wade Purchase getting into turn number 3 in that white number 53. That lost him a handful of spots. He falls out with the top 10.
The pack of cars all rumble down into corner number 1, and there you can see they're 4 and 5 wide. Aaron Rowitzki had problems, gets up high in corner number 2, and now decides he's going to take it to the pit area.
Yeah, I think he drove up there intentionally, Greg, and then realized he was going a little bit quicker than he maybe thought. It took him a bit to regain control. As Chris Hale leads the way with 2 laps complete, and that number 79, Jim Lampman, trying to put on the pressure, looks to the outside as we've got contact between Kenny Sargent and his teammate Ryan Denning.
Put Jim Lampman to the top of the chart as he works around the outside of Christopher Hale. That Camaro number 28. Jim Lampman on top of the board over Christopher Hale back in the 2nd spot now. Mark Bazine in that Burger Barn 21X trying to get a run on Mark Fawcett for the 3rd position, and he's got a great run down the backstretch in that 21X.
For the sake of putting on the show, Greg, we inverted the top 16. So if you were in the top 16 and qualifying, they inverted your time, so the fastest qualifier would have started in the 16th spot. Isn't it fun watching these guys trying to tear through the field? Rob Hoskins, Ryan Beagle, they're pretty deep in there. Logan Schwedick in the 53. The dominant force of the last few seasons in the Thunderstock division, Dave Bailey, he is looking to work his way into the top 5.
Right there in the center of your screen in that 49 car, he just got a good shot from the back into the 23 of Trevor DeBoer down the backstretch. Now Bailey gets a fender to the inside of Mark Fawcett down in corner number 2. Some good, tight, hard racing.
And of course, if you're a big fan of Kenny Rogers, and really who isn't, obviously the 49 is a Brewster Baker look-alike car that Dave Bailey is ever so proud of.
He is. He's inside the top 5, makes a challenge to the inside of Mark Fawcett. He'll take 4th away, and now will drop alongside Mark Bazine. Settles back into 4th, but he'll get another run down to the inside of corner 3, looking for that 3rd spot.
Jim Lampman holding a pretty wheel right now out in front. He leads by about 10 car lengths over Chris Hale. Remember, we talked about this last week. Chris Hale had a vicious accident at Southern Ontario Motor Speedway a few weeks ago. That car basically had to be rebuilt from the rear window all the way to the back.
And it's looking good here again tonight, running in that 2nd spot, but he has got a man on a mission right behind him, Dave Bailey, winner 1 week ago, and here he comes down to the inside of the 79. Put Dave Bailey now to the 3rd spot for the moment. Can Hale get any momentum into 3? Yeah, it looks like Bailey's going to settle in there into 3rd. I make that 2nd, rather.
Yeah, Bailey's got a nice line going, but he's not getting away from Trevor DeBoer in that 23 car. DeBoer has been lightning fast. It happened sometime last season, I think, Greg. Trevor DeBoer really hit his stride, started to get momentum, and then week after week he was a consistent top 3 runner. And it looks like that speed is carried over into this season because that 23 machine has been quick.
Yeah, he really improved, and then he got that first win. And once that happens, it unleashes all sorts of confidence. And we see that out of Trevor DeBoer riding right there in that 3rd position. As Jim Lampman leads over Dave Bailey. We have reached the halfway point. Jim Lampman in the 28-year leader. Then it's Dave Bailey 2nd in the 49. Trevor DeBoer running right now in the 3rd spot in the 23. Christopher Hale sits back there in position number 4 in the 79. 5th is the 21X of Mark Bazine. 6th right now is Ken Sargent feeling the heat from the 37 of Rob Hoskins. 8th right now is Mark Fawcett. 9th, that would be Ryan Beagle. And 10th is the 53 of Logan Schwedick. That's your top 10 just past the halfway point.
And I would have expected Ryan Beagle, Logan Schwedick, Ryan Dinning to have charged through this field a little bit quicker. They are stuck back there, but we've got a battle for the lead. Dave Bailey looks to the outside of Jim Lampman. Trevor DeBoer right there as well. 3 cars battle for the top spot.
Bailey will lead lap number 14 now on the board. Make that lap number 13 on the board as Dave Bailey takes the top spot away from Jim Lampman. But look at Trevor DeBoer. He's right there. He's followed Dave all the way through to the front. He'll try to follow the same path around the outside of Lampman on the bottom of the 28.
And Jim Lampman altered his line a little bit. He's down on the racetrack getting pinched to the inside, so he's struggling to maintain that speed. But Dave Bailey out in front immediately opens up about 6 car lengths over 2nd place Trevor DeBoer now as he clears the 28 of Lampman. Let's see, if we stay green, there's going to be some heavy lap traffic for these leaders.
Down in corner number 2 goes the leader. Dave Bailey out in front. Trevor DeBoer about 3 car lengths back in the 23 machine. Jim Lampman right behind him, that 28, remains in the 3rd position. A good distance back now to Christopher Hale back in the 4th spot. So the battle right now looks to be those top 3 drivers.
Kyle Andrus among the leaders in that 43 machine just clobbered the front stretch wall just after Dave Bailey went by. So he's going to take that car. No, looked like he was going to pull into the pits. He stays on the racetrack, trying to stay out of the way in the outside groove. So the race leader remains to be Dave Bailey.
Bailey looking to start the season with 2 straight victories, and right in front of 2nd place Trevor DeBoer, Adam Plazik goes around, and that will bring out the caution. 3rd place runner Jim Lampman also gets tangled up in that.
This is where your job becomes difficult when you're race director Doug Leonard. On who you deem an involved car. It's obvious Adam Plazik in that 41, a famous racing name in Canada. Of course, Canada Joe Plazik. His uncle, Plazik Auto Recyclers, the sponsor on that 41 machine. And I believe he'll be able to refire. We're going to have a look at this replay down into turn number 1. He just pitched the car fairly hard, lost it. Trevor DeBoer did the right thing. You don't want to hit a driver in the driver's door, so he moved up the racetrack. He didn't want to veer off and take off the left front corner of his car, so he kind of squared it up, hit him solidly on the left rear corner. It looks like Adam Plazik's car is going to need to be towed back to the pits.
And importantly, Trevor DeBoer never stopped or lost any momentum, keeps going on. I believe that will keep him his 2nd place on the track right now, but not going to be the same, I don't believe, for Jim Lampman, who had to come to a stop.
While we have this break in the action, well, Clinton Jeffrey is headed over to the scene. I believe what he's going to find is some damage to the left rear corner. That's where the impact was, Clinton.
Well, guys, he has problems here for Adam Plazik. They've knocked the rear end askew in this 41 car. They've shifted this rear end over, if you can see here. So the trailing arms in the back have shifted this rear end over a little bit, which means as he drives, the geometry in the back end is not going to be right. So they'll get it hooked up and take him back here.
We're going to look at another replay down into turn 1. And again, Plazik just got in a little bit hot, started to lose it. And when you're 2nd and 3rd place, Trevor DeBoer and Jim Lampman, Greg, you're really trying to cause the least amount of damage. Trevor DeBoer did a nice job. I believe he's going to keep his spot in 2nd, and I believe that's right.
Yep, he makes that turn, hits the left rear fender of the 41, and Jim Lampman really had nowhere to go, and it was a nose-to-nose hit with he and Adam Plasic. And now Jim will find himself deep in the field on this restart. So a good night turned sour for Jim Lampman. That DNS Automotive number 28, but at the front, Dave Bailey, the winner 1 week ago, trying to get back to Mr. Transmission victory lane here tonight. He has been the man at Ohsweken Speedway over the last number of years. He has 4 championships in a row here at Ohsweken Speedway.
It's not a bad run, is it?
Not at all, and not just has he been good here at Ohsweken, he's good in the area as well. He's a Duel on the Dirt champion, which is a series that travels around southern Ontario, and he's been a Merrittville champion, Humberstone champion down in Port Colborne and down in Thorold, Ontario. So Dave Bailey, no matter where he shows up, he can get it done, and he's just as good on asphalt.
He really is a very well-rounded racer. I raced with him as a teenager. Ryan Hunsinger, Dave Bailey, Derek Lemaire. There's a bunch of drivers still racing here that all race together in go-karts, and at that time it was asphalt road courses. He can race anything.
1 lap to go until we're back to the green flag. There's 3 laps left to settle this one with Dave Bailey in the 49. He will be the leader. Trevor DeBoer in the 23 is second. Christopher Hale in the 79 machine. He'll start from the 3rd spot. Ken Sargent in the 25 lines up 4th. Logan Schwedick is right up there in the top 5 at the 53. And to his outside, Rob Hoskins goes from the 6th spot on this restart in car 37. Mark Fawcett right now sits in 7th and 32. And Wade Purchase is back up there in the thick of it. He's in the 8th spot in car 53. Donnie Lampman restarts from 9th in the 28D. And alongside him on the outside, Ryan Denning will complete the top 10 in car number 8. Back to the green flag to settle this one with 3 laps left to go.
Good launch for Dave Bailey, but Trevor DeBoer has a nice run up on the outside. We'll see if the bottom groove works for Bailey as he powers off at turn number 2. DeBoer with a nice run, though, on the high side.
Here he comes, charging on the outside line. If anyone's going to beat Dave Bailey, I think it could be this 23. He has been on fire since the later part of last season, and at the line, he'll grab the top spot away from the man to beat, Dave Bailey.
Yeah, he hit that bump pretty hard there in turn 1. That cost him some ground as we've got them mixing it up down between 1 and 2. That's Crumby in the 63, and that's going to bring out a yellow. The yellow lights illuminate around the racetrack. And because Trevor DeBoer led this race at the start-finish line on lap 18, I believe he will be the leader for this restart. So he can choose inside or outside lane, and he gets the luxury of firing first on the restart, Greg.
Yep, the running order goes back to the last completed lap, and every car had completed that lap, and we had gotten down into corner 1 where Dave Crumby, you can see, has some damage on the left front of that Amsoil Mustang.
Well, while they work on getting that car cleared off the racetrack, let's take a quick break. You're watching All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAV TV Canada.
All North Racing is brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. Go to InsideTrackNews.com for an exclusive subscription offer for MAV TV Canada viewers. Use promo code MAVTV.
2 laps remain. We are under caution for a little mix-up in turn number 1. I think we'll have another look at it right here. And you can just see when cars make contact, obviously the left front has caved in on the 63 Crumby machine. 2 laps to go. Green flag in hand for Kyle McKenzie, the flagman. We are back underway.
I'll make a correction. 2 career wins for Trevor DeBoer as he is out there in front of Dave Bailey, but here comes Bailey back on the bottom side. They'll go door to door down the backstretch, this time by Kyle McKenzie. Will show the field the white flag. One more trip to see who wins the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock feature.
Trevor DeBoer pinned Dave Bailey to the inside going into the corner. He's going to do the same thing down into 1 and 2. One final time, the white flag is in the air. They drag race down the backstretch.
Final time at a corner number 3. Bailey on the bottom, DeBoer on top. Here they work it off a corner 4 to the checkered flags. Who's going to Mr. Transmission victory lane? Trevor DeBoer will pick up a stellar win in the feature event for the Thunderstock division.
What a way to kick things off for the first A main. Trevor DeBoer earned that one. Dave Bailey raced him hard, but raced him clean. That was a lot of fun to watch. And they're going to head down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Can you read, "Hey, Mister, you're a friend of mine," without singing the song in your head, Greg?
I had to this week, and it was really tough.
Well, guys, we're here in Victory Lane. Trevor, what a night to pick up the win over your good buddy Dave Bailey. You got it done here tonight. What does it mean to be the winner here on All North Racing on MAV TV Canada?
It feels pretty good that we could continue with how good the car was going as last year. And for a race like that to the finish, I wouldn't want anybody beside me other than Dave because I knew he wouldn't stuff me in the wall.
Track looked pretty good out there for you guys. Talk about conditions, what the rest of the drivers are going to see here this evening.
There's a couple of little rough spots, but it should hold together pretty good.
There he is, guys. Trevor DeBoer gets it done here in Victory Lane. We'll get right back down here with second and third.
Thanks, Clinton. Great finish there at the line, Adam. And, man, that's why they call it Friday Night Excitement here at Ohsweken Speedway. That's the tagline, and that is the reason why.
It absolutely is. It was a fantastic race, and we're looking at the racetrack right now. It is in perfect condition, and I believe Clinton Jeffrey is set up now to talk to second-place finisher Dave Bailey.
Well, Brewster, Bailey, Dave, you had a good run going here tonight. Trevor just got by at the end, but what a battle on television. Talk about your drive this evening.
First off, congrats to Trevor. That's awesome for him. I don't like finishing second, but if we're going to finish second, I'm glad it's to him. The racetrack was awesome. That one restart only went one lap, and he got me at the line, and then kind of, we still made it there, but he beat us.
There it is. Dave Bailey will finish second here tonight.
Thanks, Clint. And Adam, I'll tell you what, sometimes when a guy wins a lot, you get tired of him. It's hard to get tired of a guy like Dave Bailey with an attitude like that.
He's dry, he's witty. I always want to hear what he has to say because he always says something fairly interesting, but there was a lot of humility there. And I believe he is happy for Trevor. They're friendly. They're friends back in the pits, and that was a really good race. Clinton Jeffrey coordinating things down in Victory Lane, and now I see he's ready with Ken Sargent, our third-place finisher.
Well, Sarge, solid run for you here tonight. Any night you can finish down here, Mr. Transmission Victory Lane is a good deal. Not the spot you wanted, but can you be happy?
I'm happy. You know what? Last week we tried something different. Didn't like it. Ryan and I went back to old school, did a little bit of suspension change, and it's working.
Good job. Ken Sargent will pick up third. How about it? Ladies and gentlemen, for our top three, Trevor DeBoer, Dave Bailey, and Ken Sargent here tonight in our Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamics. Broadband services provided by Indicative Solutions.
Well, it was great to get to use our Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Earlier on this evening, I had a chance to talk to Mr. Transmission President Tony Kaczynski. How exciting is this? Mr. Transmission, welcome to Ohsweken Speedway. We're joined by Paul Craven, Joel Richardson, and the president of Mr. Transmission, Tony Kaczynski. Tony, it's so exciting to have you here tonight for the start of All North Racing. What brought you here?
Well, Mr. Transmission has been involved in racing since the beginning. All of our Mr. Transmission people are fans of racing, and they're involved in racing right from our beginning back in 1963. So we love grassroots racing. We find it exciting, and we're really happy to be here. Really happy what MAV TV is doing with All North Racing and what we're now going to be part of.
And of course, we're excited to have you here with us. Pinty's, of course, powering All North Racing, but boy, Victory Lane looks awesome. Your display right here at the entrance where the people have been streaming in to see the show. Is this your first dirt sprint car race tonight, Tony?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've been involved in other racing, but I really like what I see here. I like that the people that are driving the cars, most of them, they fix the cars, they build the cars, they pay for the cars. It's exciting. It truly is grassroots racing at its finest.
We're thrilled to have you here, and on a personal note, I'm glad they chose to wear black because it does get a little dirty.
Ready to go, Green Flag Racing for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division A main event. Your starting lineup looks like this, going from the pole out of St. Thomas in car 52. That'll be Jesse Costa. Alongside him, youngster Nick Sheridan out of Mount Bridges, Ontario in car number 45. Starting third from Burford in car 12, that'll be Brad Heron. And outside in the 4th starting spot in car 4 from Vanessa, that's the Hurricane, Hannah Farrell. Starting in 5th out of Oakland, Ontario, the car number 10, that'll be Lofton Schutz, and going to his outside heat race win tonight from Brantford in the 49L, that'll be Lucas Smith. Starting in 7th out of Ohsweken, the 9C, that'll be Brian Nanakoke, and going from 8th from Rockwood, Ontario, the 74, that is Rob Neely. Starting in 9th from Port Colborne, Ontario, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra, and alongside him in the 10th position from Hagersville, the MK8 of Matthew Hill. Going from 11th, the Beamsville Bullet out of Beamsville, Ontario, the 1A of Paul Claggart, and his line mate from Scotland in the 83, that'll be a rookie driver, Spencer Davis, starting 12th. 13th out of Stony Creek, the 24A, that's AJ Lewis, and from the 14th spot from Fonthill, the 08, Stephen Beckett. Going from 15th, it'll be Eric Glenhill out of Thamesford in car number 14, and alongside him, Shane Stickle from Kitchener in the 39. Starting 17th from Hagersville, the 49H of Jerry Hill, the 18th starting spot, last week's winner Liam Martin from Bimbrook in the 29, 19th Darren Dryden, 20th will be Trevor Young, 21st Alan Downey, 22nd Johnny Miller, 23rd Caleb Wood, 24th DJ Christie, and 25th Ryan Hunsinger. They're clean and green through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch.
Jesse Costa out in front all by himself by about 8 car lengths, taking over the 2nd spot is young Sheridan. Wow, these guys are racing hard down the front straightaway.
And what a round in corner number 2 in front of the pack as the caution flag will come out. Lucas Smith looped it around in corner 2. Jacob Dykstra comes to a stop, as will AJ Lewis in the 24 and the 74 of Rob Neely.
Clinton Jeffrey arriving on the scene as we look at a replay. Spencer, if you're able to roll that back one more time, I want to see what caused the 49 to go around. It was Lucas Smith, and okay, it was on his own. Lucas Smith just got a little bit loose, spun it around. That could have been a whole lot worse, folks. Clinton Jeffrey is in turn 2, the accident scene. What are you seeing down there, Clint?
Well, you can see Neely's front end all tore up here, the axle bent. Torsion stops are out of place. He's got problems over here with Jacob Dykstra. He's also got problems on his right rear. You can see it's all tore up. It's also all bent in here around the side, and he's got major issues on that right rear of the 5D. So Jacob Dykstra may take some time in the work area, but Neely will definitely be done here, guys.
Tough break for Rob Neely, one of the nice guys in the sport, a long-time race car driver. He raced in the old Cascar Super Series. He's raced TQ Midgets. Made his home here starting last season in that Radio Shuttle 74, and we're sure happy to have him here on Friday nights, Greg. He's a fun competitor, and I dare say one of the best to transition from asphalt onto the dirt almost seamlessly.
Yeah, his transition has just been nearly perfect. He doesn't have that win yet, but man, he has really come on quickly. We're going to have another look at this, and we'll watch as they go down into corners 1 and 2. Now, Lucas Smith is going to go around, and Rob Neely just gets a little tap. It bumps him down into Jacob Dykstra, and that clips the right rear of Dykstra, causes the damage there.
And you can see Neely's front end had already collapsed. DJ Christie sort of pushing AJ Lewis through the incident. You really don't have a choice. What you try to do is square things up the best you can. You don't want to hit anything with the corner of your race car. So in slow motion, Lucas Smith around. Rob Neely, evasive action. Jacob Dykstra clips him with his right rear.
See the movement in the right rear of that car. And now it's going to be wheel on wheel, basically, for Lewis and Lucas Smith, and that's why they're both able to continue.
Did you see Trevor Young in the 51? He basically spun the car out, whipped it back around, and was able to keep on going. A nice piece of driving by Trevor Young in the 51. Hallett Home Improvement sponsored machine is the Caldwell Banker number 5D of Jacob Dykstra. Going to get hooked to the tractor and taken back to the pits.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Take Mr. You're a friend of mine.
With Nick Sheridan in the second spot, Brad Heron up there running in third, Hannah Farrell and Brian Nanakoke, your top 5 coming back to the green flag.
One lap is complete. Oh, contact between the two leaders. My goodness, that could have been a disaster. Nick Sheridan just made some contact with Jesse Costa down into turn number 1. Thankfully, Brad Herron had some quick reactions, was able to avoid catastrophe there, and the field races on.
I don't know how there isn't any damage to either the leader's car or Nick Sheridan's, and how did he hold on to the 3rd spot? Because everyone had to whoa up in time, and that gave him a bit of a break there, as Jesse Costa has no problems at all. He's setting sail on lap number 3.
If I'm Nick Sheridan, most of the damage caused there probably happened in my shorts.
Yeah, he settled down though nicely, though. That could have been a case where he lost some nerve, but he didn't at all, and Nick Sheridan remains there in that 3rd position.
So one thing about sprint car drivers, when you have a moment like that, you just get right back at it. You have to attack the next corner or your car's not going to work. These cars are race cars that have to be driven hard, and we're watching DJ Christie in that bright yellow number 5. He is attacking each and every corner. That car is just evil.
Here's the replay as Nick Sheridan got in there a little too hot on the back end of that 52 of Jesse Costa, and they were both able to keep it going. Still watching that battle with DJ Christie and Brian Nanakoke now as they're battling just inside the top 10.
How is Ryan Hunsinger in the 6th position? He started outside of the top 20, and he's battling for a top 5 spot. He is just about 8 car lengths behind Stephen Beckett in the 08.
It's that bottom lane that you said wouldn't work.
You know, I say a lot of things that are just ridiculous, so.
Jesse Costa out in front, and if you don't know the backstory on Jesse Costa, well, I use the word back again, Adam Ross, and he injured his back late in the season. Won a round up in corner number 1, and that will bring us the caution flag. As the Glen Hill machine goes around up in corner number 1, and we'll back under the caution with 8 laps complete and 12 to go. But we were touching on Jesse Costa before we went under that yellow flag, and last year got to victory lane and at an Action Sprint Tour event at the Humberstone Speedway, ended up in an accident and received a back injury from that accident and was done for the rest of the year, but he has regrouped nicely and back feeling 100% and out in front in this one over Brad Herron. As the push truck has lost its push bar.
I hate when that happens. We got another Twitter notification. We've got numerous, but this one cracks me up. Watching from Northern Ontario is Brian Lewis. Nice to be able to watch the racing. We do miss turn 4. Anyone who misses turn 4 at a dirt track is a die-hard dirt racing fan. Because you take a lot of the races home with you at the end of the night in the dust and clay that gathers on you.
A little replay there on what happened. The Nerf bar slid off the push bar and then proceeded to knock it off. So the crew has got things straightened out, and we'll get back to the green flag here momentarily. There you see Jesse Costa in the 52. Driver to St. Thomas, Ontario. Spent some time in the 360 division, but felt that the crate sprints was more in his budget, and he has been phenomenal since joining this group. Having a lot of fun and one of the most likable drivers over in the pit area.
He really is. We're going to go back to green off of turn number 4. We explained the cone a little bit earlier. You can't pass before the cone. You must go around the outside of the cone and never, 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 Greg, hit the cone.
I've seen people take it with them. That's the huge no-no in it all. Alan Downey was the lap car in that restart. He has dropped back a couple of cars now, and it's clear sailing between first and second place as Brad Herron tries to track down the leader, Jesse Costa, who's really running an extreme outside line.
Wow, Nick Sheridan again getting squirrely in that 45. That allows Stephen Beckett to close in. They're running down towards the bottom in the middle of the racetrack. Jesse Costa, he's in an area all to himself, running up high, and look how smooth that car looks.
Well, Nick Sheridan finally has some problems to deal with on that 45. The left front of the nose wing on that car has finally collapsed, and I think it's giving him some fits as he's trying to maneuver this car. We've got that in shot, well, for a moment there, but the caution flag comes out as we've got one around in the corner as Johnny Miller around sideways in the 20 machine.
Johnny Miller, one of the many rookies in this division. He has qualified for every race he has attempted this year. This is his third race. He ran Merrittville Speedway with the Action Sprint Tour, ran our opening night here at Ohsweken last Friday, and then of course here tonight, qualified for all three, and that's a tall feat for a rookie in this class, Greg. It is ultra competitive.
Spent a lot of time over the micro sprint track, which is located off of corner number 3, and you may have seen tonight during the broadcast, the cars exit the track or enter onto the track from the small track off of corner number 3, and that's where our micro sprint division races on Thursday nights at Ohsweken Speedway. And Johnny has plenty of laps around that track there over the years, and now has graduated here to the big track. Right before that caution flag came out, we made note of Nick Sheridan, the third place car number 45. He had that contact early on the previous restart with race leader Jesse Costa. Now that nose wing has collapsed over onto the left side, and that's a handful for the drivers. Adam, some may think these wings are just there to add sponsors to and look pretty, but they are there to help downforce on certain areas of the car, and you can tell Nick's having a bit of a handful controlling the nose of that car.
He really is, and some of it might be if he can see it, if he knows it's been damaged, it'll be in his head. Again, he's a young racer, he's a rookie in this division. So for one thing, you have the difference in performance. Another thing, it just might be weighing on his mind that he sees that. How about another driver we should talk about? Hannah Farrell, the Oakwood Transport number 4. She's in the top 5. Is this her kind of racetrack, Brett?
It is, and she's come oh so close to getting that first feature win. How big would it be tonight? Right here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Kyle McKenzie is ready with the green flag in hand, and he is ready to set the field loose. We're back underway with Jesse Costa leading them down into corner 1.
Costa straight to the outside, Brad Herron to the inside. He noses out in front, but I believe Costa's going to power back around the high side. And he does down into turn number 3, and Costa, a better line through 3 and 4. He's able to extend that lead over Brad Herron, running in the second spot.
11 laps complete, 9 laps to go with Jesse Costa, your leader, over Brad Herron, and then it's a 3-car fight for the third spot. Here comes the Hurricane. Hannah Farrell down, looking to the inside of Nick Sheridan. Meanwhile, around the top, look at Liam Martin. He shoots by into the 4th spot, challenging for 3rd.
Hannah Farrell was looking to thread the needle there between Beckett and Sheridan. Wasn't able to do it. She made up 1 spot and then lost 1 to Liam Martin. Now she's going to make the move I think she was trying to make last lap, Greg.
Liam Martin won the race 1 week ago. Tonight he's starting 18th spot, and here he is in 3rd, trying to reel in 2nd place Brad Herron.
Oh, DJ Christie, nice save, young man. Just about clobbered the turn 2 fence, and that never ends well.
Well, guys, look at the nose wing on Liam Martin. It has collapsed down. So all this high side pounding he's done has dropped the nose wing, which is going to affect the handling getting through these turns.
Yeah, it definitely will affect the handling. We were talking about that under the brake, but it's not having a negative effect.
Yeah, Liam Martin does have that nose wing flattened out as well, and here he is reeling in that 2nd place Brad Herron. So a couple of drivers dealing with that nose issue. A little cosmetic surgery needed later on in the week. Jesse Costa checking out, but a fantastic run right now for Brad Herron, who has had all sorts of problems over the last year and just not having the consistency, but he's up there right now in 2nd in the Renway Energy, car number 12.
I was just thinking the exact same thing, Greg. I'm happy for Brad Herron. It'd be great to see him finish there. Whoa, he got one over in turn 3. I believe that's Nick Sheridan. A wheel has vacated that race car.
The night has gone from bad to worse for Nick Sheridan, up and over. Rested on all 4 wheels.
Remember what I said earlier tonight, Greg? I challenge you to be able to count to 10 if we see a bad accident before the rescue team shows up. And the rescue team was there in a hurry. They'll get straight over to Nick Sheridan. They're talking to the young driver right now. 2nd generation racer. His brother Jake is a great asphalt late model racer. Nick Sheridan cutting his teeth in the crate sprint car division. And you can see the helmet is off. He's handed it off to the safety worker. And hopefully we'll see Nick climb out the opening on the left side shortly. Clinton Jeffrey is down on the scene.
Well, guys, as you see, the big wreck for Nick Sheridan. Got the car all mangled up. You can see the front end here. Basically, it's off the left front, or the right front, sorry. Nick, are you all right? That's the big question here.
I'm great, Clinton. Just sucks for our team. We were doing really well today. I'm really proud of what we did. I screwed it up. I really didn't mean to get into that guy going into 3, and I blew it. I feel bad for our team, but still I thank my sponsors for getting me here tonight.
How old are you, buddy?
I'm 14. I'm just turned 14.
14 years old, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for Nick Sheridan up here, driving race cars with the superstars, and you heard his maturity already, guys. So I just made a silly mistake, and I feel bad for my team. Back to you guys.
Well, he was trained by one of the best if you've ever met his father, Ron Sheridan. Nick's going to take that long walk back to the pit. So let's take this opportunity for a quick break. You're watching All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
All North Racing is brought to you by Lucas Oil. Made in America, sold to the world. Go to InsideTrackNews.com for an exclusive subscription offer for MAV TV Canada viewers. Use promo code MAVTV.
What's awesome about grassroots racing, what's awesome about the fact, the racing that we do each and every Friday night, is that it's fueled by passion. They don't go out and put a new wing on the 08 of Stephen Beckett. They pound it flat and go out and race it again.
And that's what's been so great about this division. It's just in its infancy, really. I believe it was 2014 was the first full season for this crate sprint car division. The engine package is so affordable that so many different racers can compete. It's a great entry-level division. It's also a great division for guys that this is all I have to spend, but I'm going to go out and run really fast on one of the fastest tracks in North America.
We've got 3 laps to go, Greg, and you're absolutely right to settle the score. We're going to restart this race next time out of turn 4. Jesse Costa out in front of the 52. That is no surprise. Brad Herron running second in the 12 machine. I don't want to say it's a surprise because he's a very capable race car driver. He just never seems to have the luck to put the run together to get to the finish, Greg.
Coming to the green flag, single file past the restart cone. Jesse Costa will fire in 4 to Kyle McKenzie's green flag, and we will get right back on it. All North Racing powered by Pinty's. We're back into the green flag in Ohsweken Speedway. And Alan Downey has come to a creeping halt up the upside of corner number 4, so it looks like we will have to go back to the yellow flag.
Whoa, and Hannah Farrell snap spin in turn 3.
Adam, we have it pretty easy up here in the tower. Clinton, oh, here we're going to get to watch the replay.
And Dave Stiers, let's take a minute to really recognize the people who make this possible. Aside from Pinty's, who powers All North Racing, Clinton is on the scene with Hannah Farrell, but David Stiers up on the tower giving us some great shots. Greg Boydell down in turn number 2 doing a great job down there. The work they do is fantastic. They make our job pretty easy, Greg.
And Spencer Mullen down in the video room making sure this production looks so slick, and we want to thank all of them for all that they do. And Clinton Jeffrey, that's why he's so slim and trim, unlike you and I, Adam. He's down there running around trackside, and he's got an update on Hannah Farrell up in corner 3.
Yeah, guys, up here with Hannah Farrell's car. What you can't see from the other side of the car is this front axle is bent right here. It's smiling at us. It's not a 2-minute fix. There's no way Hannah and this team can get it done. She'll be done here tonight, guys. This is not a 2-minute fix.
That could have been a whole lot worse. She ran up over the back end of DJ Christie down into turn number 3. The left front collapsed on that car, and then like Clint says, the front end, once one side goes, quite often it skews both sides of that front end. Clinton Jeffrey gonna step out of harm's way.
Another one of those drivers that has a lot of laps in micro sprint racing is Hannah Farrell, and a good opportunity for her to drive for the Bar Motorsports team. The Bar Motorsports team now is going to be busy getting that car fixed and ready for the next event, which I believe will be coming up this weekend. All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamics. Broadband services provided by Indicative Solutions. Kyle McKenzie atop the flag perch, ready to send this field back under the green flag. Jesse Costa will set the pace. Brad Herron right there inching up on him. Green flag is out. And a good restart for Brad Herron. He keeps pace with Costa this time. Looks down low in corner 1.
Yeah, Herron's had some good restarts. He's been able to look to the inside, but Jesse Costa, 3 and 4 is where Costa seems to really be able to make ground. As I say that, he just about tossed the car up over the bank there.
2 laps left to go for Jesse Costa, looking to put it back in Mr. Transmission victory lane for the first time since 2018. Now one sideways, AJ Lewis gathers it back up. Phenomenal driving there by AJ Lewis.
What a save by AJ Lewis as Jesse Costa takes the white flag. One more lap to go.
Down the back stretch goes Jesse Costa, looking to get back to victory lane after what was a sour finish to 2018. He'll find it. He'll go to Mr. Transmission victory lane. Jesse Costa picks up the win over Liam Martin, who makes a nice pass on the final lap to grab second away from Brad Herron. Stephen Beckett comes home fourth, and DJ Christie will cross the line in fifth.
Great run for all of those drivers. I dare say Brad Herron, even though he lost that spot on the last lap, I think he's going to be pretty excited to be rolling down into Mr. Transmission victory lane. We'll have a look at the replay of AJ Lewis. He just got into the bumps, completely lost it. Brian Nanakoke does a good job of giving him the room he needed to save that race car. It did cost AJ Lewis a couple of spots, but nice save. No crash. Job well done.
And comes home with a decent finish here tonight for AJ Lewis, just what the doctor ordered for that team as we get ready to talk to the top 3 down to Mr. Transmission victory lane. Liam Martin marches from 18th up to a runner-up position as we light up the skies. Thanks to Lone Wolf Fireworks. Liam Martin, second place behind Jesse Costa after such a rough finish to last year. Was leading the points here at the Ohsweken Speedway before the back injury at Humberstone Speedway in Port Colborne, Ontario. And I believe it was August of last year, and had to step out of the car. And we are ready to send it down, I believe, trackside down to Mr. Transmission victory lane to Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks, guys. Jesse, what a way to return from such a serious injury last summer. You were leading the points here at home. You were leading the Action Sprint Tour till a bad crash at Humberstone took you out for the rest of the season. Amazing to see you back. Even better to see you in victory lane. Talk about your night.
Just really happy to be back after last year's wreck, and we're just happy to be racing, but come out with the win's great. Kind of hectic race, but I'm glad we made it through. I just really want to thank my girlfriend Janelle. She's really supportive of me doing this stuff. Takes a lot of time. My parents, my crew, they work really hard. Last week we had problems, and they worked all night, and we didn't get a good out. But I need to thank Wells Foundry, D&O Towing, Welders Millwrights, Sleek Performance Engines for giving me this badass engine, Best Safety Training, Castro Canada, and Ron Genitello Property and Building Management, and all the fans in Ohsweken Speedway for this awesome facility.
There you have it. Jesse Costa picks up the win here tonight. We'll get second and third just a moment, guys.
Great feel-good story down in victory lane, Adam, and you could tell that he was happy to be back there, and he thanked the right people too.
Yeah, he definitely did. There's people who enable us to go racing, and we need to be thankful of those people. Clinton Jeffrey was second place, Liam Martin.
Well, Liam, second week in a row, you end up here in Mr. Transmission victory lane. Last week you were the winner. Tonight, second place. Nose wings askew again. Another adventurous night, run on the high side. How was your drive this evening?
It was pretty crazy. I'm surprised that we got from 18th to second like that with our front wing. But I'd like to thank everyone, sponsors, parents, team, all of them.
Good job, Liam. Liam Martin gets it done. One of the youngsters here who's an up-and-coming star in this division, guys.
I think he's made a point, Adam, that he is for real this year and is in the championship hunt.
I think he has sponsors, parents, both of them. Like you said, plural, so that's good. He got both of them in there. And now Clinton's with Brad Herron. I'm looking forward to this interview because he's paid his dues.
Brad, you've been up and down through the divisions here at Ohsweken. Talk about your drive tonight. Great for the Steyers crew to get here to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane pad tonight.
Absolutely. Last week we were a little bit off, and to come out tonight, car was pretty solid all night. I'm just happy to represent GSR and be able to put it on the podium tonight.
Good job. There he is. Brad Herron gets it done. Third place tonight. Liam Martin second. Of course, our winner, Jesse Costa here in the Strickland's GMC. Great sprints. Another fine finish here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Glad you could tune in tonight as we are ready for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks with their feature event. 20 laps the distance for them this evening. They ran a pair of qualifying races tonight to make their way into this main event. Tristan De Silva out of Waterdown, Ontario. He'll start on the pole in car number 01. Alongside him, Cole Hardy out of St. Catharines in car 7C. Starting third from Dundas in the 69 is Rob Twitchett, and to his outside going from fourth out of Brantford, the 6 is Jason Dixon. Ryan Hiller, impressive in that 21H. He'll go from fifth out of New Hamburg, Ontario. And from the 6th spot, Kevin Thorne from Caledonia, the Burger Barn 360. Starting 7th out of Hagersville, Jeremy May in the 16J, and Fabio Oliveri from the 8th spot. He's out of Ancaster in car number 16. In the 9th starting position, Tim Newell in the yellow number 26, and alongside him, Tim DeBoer out of York, Ontario in car number 9 will go from 10th. Starting 11th, Mike Sarantakis out of Smithville in the 6X, and his outside in the 12th starting position, Kyle Haynes from Bellwood in car 22. Going from 13th, Kyle Rothwell out of Welland in the 114, and Kyle Wirt alongside him out of Ancaster in car number 19. Starting 15th, Sean Iftati, last week's winner in car number 15. And starting 16th out of Waterford in the 46 machine, that'll be Wade Thorne. 17th starting position from Dundas, the 21 is Jonathan Ayrton. And going from 18th, Jordan Morris in the 73. In the 19th starting position, Tim Jamieson from Ohsweken in the 188X. And his outside, Brian Crosgrove from Hamilton in the 96. Starting 21st from Ohsweken, Paul Longboat in the 188. And starting 22nd from Niagara Falls, Trevor Watt in the 19T. Jason Tolt will line up 23rd. He's from Guelph in the 1 car. And starting 24th, pinball, Mike Giverson out of Caledonia in car number 11. 25th starting spot, Brett Walker from Chatham in the 6W. And Dave Goodacre goes 26th from Brantford in the 05. Starting 27th, Mike Evers. 28th will be Aiden Nye. 29th, Cody Somerville. 30th, Mark Thorne. 31st, Dusty DeBoer. And 32nd will be Nick Massey. Tristan De Silva, Cole Hardy will bring us to the green flag, the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks with their main event.
Green flag in the air from Kyle McKenzie. They're underway down the front stretch. We've got one not up to speed in 3 and 4. Let's see if he can clear the racetrack. It looks like he'll be able to. And wow, contact in 1 and 2.
Tim Newell goes all the way up the hill. Jason Dixon takes Kevin Thorne almost to the pits with him. Thorne pushes it back down the banking and stays into the racing action. Meanwhile, Jordan Morris has come to a stop on the infield, but we'll see if he'll get far enough out of the way of harm.
I have a feeling he's far enough off there that we'll be able to stay green as Tristan De Silva leads the way, and we've got trouble on the front stretch.
Let's see how all of this starts. Down in corner number 1, Jason Dixon's trying to get to the pit area, and he takes Kevin Thorne with him. Tim Newell, meanwhile, a few cars behind them, shoots up into the wall.
Newell in the 26 had backed down the racetrack to make contact with Thorne in the 360. Crews are on the scene to sort through the mess. Clinton Jeffrey just arriving on the scene there. We'll have a look at another replay down into turn number 1, and this was from the very beginning. Jason Dixon, who started 4th, the car just didn't turn down into turn 1, and Kevin Thorne was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So was Newell in the 26.
Newell basically hit a bump down there, and that sent him off. Clinton Jeffries down trackside.
Well, guys, I can tell you the right side is shortened up here on the Thorne 360, but appears to be all right. And as we look under, no, he's got all kinds of damage in the front end of this one, too. He's going to need a hook. We'll get over here and check out the Newell 26, who also had issues in this one. He was backing it up. I see all the tires are up, and the suspension appears to be good on the Newell 26. Not sure what ails him, but we will definitely need a hook on the front here for Thorne.
Tristan De Silva in the 01 Jib-sponsored race car. His dad, Mark De Silva, stays pretty busy because Tristan races here on the dirt on Friday nights. His brother Kyle races on the asphalt at Flamborough Speedway on Saturday nights. But it's not nearly as hectic as it was when they were racing go-karts at the Waterloo Kart Club over at Flamborough Speedway, where you have to get up at the crack of stupid to get to the racetrack. I mean, 5 in the morning to get there, so you leave Ohsweken at midnight so you can go home, wake up at 5 in the morning to go go-kart racing, and that's what we do for fun, Greg.
They call that being a diehard. To me, it sounds more like an illness, but it's an illness we all love having. And Tristan, young kid, leading this race right now, and he is so close. And you hate to do this to a driver and talk him up, but he is so close to getting that first feature win, and what a night it would be to do it here tonight. And how about that guy behind him in the second spot?
Where did he come from? Ryan Hiller. Now Bob Hiller always had beautiful race cars. Just beautifully prepared cars. And I saw him in the tech shed here on opening night, and they were running the car over the scales. And this is another nice looking race car, but what I don't understand is it's very, very difficult to jump into this division and be competitive right away. It is just really challenging.
And he's made short work of it here as Ryan Hiller in that 21H.
So it looks like things are about cleaned up on the front stretch. Wow, Newell's car looks a little uglier from this side, but no, that's okay. I thought that was a lot of suspension hanging there. It doesn't seem to be as he gets towed back towards the racetrack.
Don't forget to check out the All North Racing Facebook page. Make sure you like that and follow along, as again we have 6 races scheduled in 2019. More to come. But 6 are already scheduled, all here at Ohsweken Speedway. We had a glimpse here of Kyle McKenzie atop the flag stand. He displays the white flag, and the leader, Tristan De Silva, decides he's going to start from the outside line. Not a bad decision, I think, for Tristan De Silva.
No, I think that's a fair call. So we're going to try to do this again. We have 1 lap complete of the scheduled 20-lap distance.
Still to come, the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising 360 Sprint Car Division, as they will conclude tonight's racing program. De Silva and Hiller will bring us to the green flag. How about Rob Twitchett back there in third, and that Cal Tire number 69, really likable driver. He's another one that's looking for that first victory. Oh, look at Kyle Wirt. Really moved down to the inside. He gets by Rob Twitchett on that start.
I've got to think that race director Doug Leonard might have something to say about that. Maybe a little bit of a jump there. Whoa, Rob Twitchett goes around, now spins the wrong way up the racetrack. And we got cars all over the place.
Kyle Haynes involved in the 22. You see a left front flat on the 22 of Kyle. Well, the right rear gone down for Rob Twitchett. The left front damaged on that car as well.
Boy, oh boy. That'd have been a good night for Rob Twitchett and the Cal Tire 69. I saw some pictures on Facebook. They had the head off of the engine of that race car this week. We'll have a look at the replay down into turn 1. Yeah, Twitchett just got into that bump. Just clipped Fabio Oliveri in the 16.
Quite a ride for Kyle Haynes as he goes up over the nose of Rob Twitchett.
We'll have a different angle of the same incident here down into 1. Yikes.
Wow. And Sean Iftadi was involved in that as well. Got some contact from Kyle Haynes, but I think he'll be okay. He's still out there running. Kind of a door slap for him.
The field's doubled up, so race director Doug Leonard is satisfied. They're in the right order. Everybody has cleared the racetrack.
For that big of an incident, that was a pretty fast caution. Good job by the safety crew to get that cleaned up and get us back to the green flag.
Sean Iftadi in that 15 up into the top 10. I think he's the car to beat this season, Greg.
I think you are right, Adam. And just talking to him at the start of the season, he seemed really hungry to be that top dog. And here he is, running in the 9th spot. We'll keep an eye on that blue and white number 15. But at the front, it's De Silva and Hiller. Green flag is out, and we are back at it. And I'm going to say that Kyle Wirt was not penalized on that last start because he restarted right there in 4th, and here he is challenging for the lead.
I was looking at the same thing, and I was a little surprised. But again, we look at things through the eyes of announcers. You know, we see things, we call them as they happen. Doug Leonard's always looking as the race director. So when did the green actually come out? You are allowed to pull out of line once the green comes out and challenge for the lead.
All kinds of action around the speedway right now as they go 3 wide through corner number 2, back there for that 5th spot. Also see Sarantakos and Olivieri, and now the caution flag will fly again for one slow up in corner number 3.
And I don't understand. He had just come out of the pits.
Brent Walker. Now we'll get the car fired up.
Well, he came out, guys, and the car either stalled or he turned it off to get a yellow, and Doug Leonard just said 6W to the pits for bringing out an intentional yellow. So that'll be it for Mr. Walker.
Walker from Chatham, Ontario, so making a trip. A couple of hours here to Ohsweken Speedway, and now that trip will be cut short.
I think we might have followed him down the road coming into the racetrack. There was also a converted school bus on its way as a hauler. Clinton probably knows who comes to the track in that converted school bus, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was our Thunderstock racer, Jeff Roloffs, number 6R, brought the converted school bus.
Oh, nice. I always loved that. There's always been somebody at every racetrack who has a converted school bus as a hauler, and I don't know why it's so fascinating to me, but it is, Greg.
I grew up at Can-Am Speedway in Lafargeville, New York, literally in the stands, and every week I was not happy until I saw Marcel the Hammer LaFrance show up in his cream-colored, of all colors, the cream-colored school bus, and when I saw that roll in, my night was set. But several, Dave the Slip, he Slip came in the school bus as well. That was the choice of hauler back in the 80s.
It seemed to be you had ramp trucks, you had school buses. Marcel the Hammer LaFrance. 115.
No, he was 15. His son, Stefan, the Little Hammer, is 115.
You know your stuff, Greg Conlon. You'd be a good race announcer.
They tell me I have a chance.
The things you know.
I need more Twitter followers, though, to be a good one.
Well, I need to check my Twitter on a weekly basis. Apparently, you're supposed to check it once a week. Did you know that?
I check my email more than my Twitter, so that's how uncool I am.
I think that's a pretty good barometer. I talk to you countless times a week. That's a pretty good barometer that I need better things to do with my time. When I say talk, though, did you not find it weird last week when I made a phone call to you?
I didn't even know who it was because you weren't a contact in my phone.
Because we talk daily, frequently on Facebook, but there'd never been a phone call. So like, what? This is odd.
Adam who? Back to the green flag, and Hiller will pull away from Tristan De Silva as they race down into corner number 1. And Kyle Wirt is all over the front of this field. He wants a win badly in that white and green number 19.
And Kyle Wirt, of course, last year destroyed his car down in turn number 1. Came back with a different car. And how many races did he win in a row after that?
A couple at least for the 19. It seemed like that crash propelled him to success. As Cole Hardy has had to pull back into the infield.
Nick Mazzy lost a wheel. The wheel is headed towards the parking lot in turn number 1. Oh no, okay, I guess it was Thorne that lost the wheel. Nick Mazzy just hit it.
So the 46 of Wade Thorne to the pit area. His tire in a totally different location right now as Hiller out in front. Who would have suspected this on weekend number 2 with Hiller, your leader, Tim DeBoer back there in second, Kyle Wirt third. Here comes Cheeseburger, Sean F. Toddy into fourth and tracking down the top 3.
Works his way into turn 3 and you can start to see a little bit of a shine on the racing surface. So it's starting to smooth out, slicking up for these drivers. Sean F. Toddy looking good, but he's got a long way to go. Ryan Hiller in the 21 really doing a great job out there, extending his lead over Kyle Wirt and Tim DeBoer.
Things heating up at the front with Hiller, your leader. Then it's side by side for second. Kyle Wirt and Tim DeBoer door to door across the stripe. And Sean F. Toddy every lap inches a little bit closer. Still plenty of time with just 6 laps complete.
Well, that's for sure. It is a fairly long race for these cars. Seeing a little bit of smoke down there between 1 and 2. Not sure if it was out of the 01 Gibbs machine of Tristan De Silva or not. Doesn't take much to develop a tire rub in these cars.
He's faded back a little bit. He was in the thick of it here at the start of the race, but has found himself outside the top 5 now and is about to give up the 6th spot as Jeremy May in the 16J will move by him. There we see the leader, Ryan Hiller, out in front in that beautifully prepared number 21H.
Working the outside of Kyle Wirt is Sean Iftati in that 15 machine. He is looking to take over the third spot. I was going to say that he had taken over the spot. It looked like he had. Kyle Wirt got a great run through 1 and 2 down on the bottom, and don't look now, but here's Kyle Rothwell to join the fray as well. Second, third, fourth, and fifth all right together off of turn 4.
I was just about to comment on Kyle Rothwell, and he kind of caught the top 4 rather, quietly. And now he's right there, and here he comes. He's got a good run on Kyle Wirt. He's trying to follow Iftati, who's gotten by and now is challenging for second. Where did this boost come for Sean Iftati?
Halfway through, 10 laps complete in this race, 10 laps to go, and we are under yellow.
Under the caution flag with 10 laps to go here for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. So there is some debris just on the exit of corner 4, and the safety crew down there picking that up gingerly. It looks like a hot pipe.
I'll take Colonel Mustard in the library with the hot pipe.
Hot pipe.
Yes, nailed it. Another joke that only people born before the 80s have a chance to understand. I'm hilarious to senior citizens, though, Greg.
It's all the medicine you're taking right now.
You know what? You're absolutely right. But nowhere on this bottle of cough syrup does it say that you should not drink the whole bottle in one race night. I'm no quitter.
Chug. Coming back to the green flag, Hiller and DeBoer on that front row, Kyle Wirt and Sean Iftati back in row 2, Kyle Rothwell and Tristan De Silva in row 3. We're back at it. Hiller will lead them down the front stretch. Big shot in the back end on Tim DeBoer by Sean Iftati.
And DeBoer sideways into turn 1, but he collects it, gathers it up, and gets shot off of turn number 2 with a big head of steam.
Fantastic race shaping up here in the second half. It'll be the cross flags now officially 10 in the books and 10 to go, with Hiller holding on to the lead just narrowly over Tim DeBoer. DeBoer working the outside line. He's got a head of steam in corner number 2. Kyle Wirt looking to make the move up top, but Sean Iftati is there, all top 5, right under a blanket at the front.
And this is what we're used to seeing in this division, Greg. Week in and week out, these drivers just pour their hearts out on the racetrack and duke it out. And we thought Tristan De Silva might be out of contention, but here he comes, closing in to make it a 6-car battle. And don't forget about Nick Massey in the 222.
It's a chess match at the front right now. Iftati back into the rear end of the Tim DeBoer number 9. Here they come down across the stripe another time. Hiller is the leader. DeBoer on the outside line. Iftati right there on his back bumper. Here comes Iftati. He's going to try and make it 3 wide around the outside. DeBoer has the lead for a moment. Hiller, though, fighting back on the bottom.
We got a mix-up there in 1 and 2. Jonathan Ayrton, Mike Sarantakos. There's a few cars involved. That's going to bring out a yellow.
Trevor Want around up there as well. So the caution flag comes out. And, man, hate to see that yellow flag come out. We were seeing some great action at the front amongst the top 6. As, Trevor Want is expiring down the racetrack here.
So we should take this opportunity to take a quick break. You're watching All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAV TV Canada.
All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Production support provided by Enrium Dynamics. Broadband services provided by Indicative Solutions. Back at Ohsweken Speedway, All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Rick Tillman, Adam Ross, they're in the announce tower. Clinton Jeffrey down trackside, getting ready for the restart with 8 laps to go for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. Ryan Hiller in the 21H choosing the outside line on this restart. Tim DeBoer on the bottom. And tell you what, this battle up front has been phenomenal to watch. The question is, who's going to pull out the big victory and go to Mr. Transmission victory lane?
8 laps left to decide that. We are back under green. And Tim DeBoer almost got hooked on the front stretch there with Sean Iftati. That could have ended poorly as we are back under yellow.
Looks like there may be some debris down, low side of corner number 3. Safety crew there to get that. Looks like some screening. So we'll get the field lined right back up and back underway again. 8 laps left to go. Ryan Hiller out in front. Kyle Wirt, Tim DeBoer, Sean Iftati, and Kyle Rothwell, the top 5 right now. Still to come, 360 sprint cars with their 20-lap main event.
This should be a great racetrack for sprint car racing, Greg. It's been widened out. There's a couple of treacherous spots, but these guys are pretty good at getting around the tough spots.
That's where time can be made. If you're one of these drivers that can find the exact way to get around some of the tough spots, you can really make up a lot of ground or even pull away. So we'll see how the 360 feature plays out later on tonight, but still, with 8 laps to finish this one for the 4-cylinder division. Getting things lined up here.
Single file restart from the looks of it.
Doug Leonard now calling double up. Doug Leonard, the race director here at Ohsweken Speedway. So the field doubles up. Kyle Wirt is just, it's like you can sense how itchy he is to win this race.
Oh, that car is evil. Like, it's twitching on him. Have you seen him going into the corners and lurch sideways, straighten it back out again? So he's had his hands full. He's working for this.
Here we come, back to the green flag. Hiller and DeBoer. Green flag is out, and we're back on it. Hiller will lead them down the front stretch. Here comes Kyle Wirt in tow. He'll tuck himself around the outside of Tim DeBoer. Takes second. Now he's looking for the lead. They're 3 wide off of 2, and Kyle Wirt goes to the top of the scoring board.
Tim DeBoer in second. Back to third goes Ryan Hiller. He's trying to make it work on the high side, but now Kyle Rothwell to the inside as well.
Side by side for second as Hiller and DeBoer are still right there following Kyle Wirt. DeBoer will separate himself as Hiller has problems and he goes way up high. He did not want to go to the pits, has to get on the binders, and now he'll lose all his position. He'll join the tail of the field.
All the way to the back of the field. What an unfortunate break for Ryan Hiller, who had put together a fantastic opening half of this race.
That thins the herd in the top 5 now. One of the top competitors out of contention at this point, as now Sean Iftati has problems in corner 2, went a little bit too wide and got the car sideways. That allowed Kyle Rothwell back into the top 3.
So Kyle Wirt out in front by about 10 car lengths over Tim DeBoer. DeBoer's got his hands full trying to fend off Kyle Rothwell and Sean Iftati.
Sean Iftati reels them back in. He'll look up high on Tim DeBoer. Great 3-car battle for the runner-up spot, and Kyle Wirt all the while pulling away out in front.
Into the last final 5 laps, it'll be 4 laps this time when they cross over as Kyle Wirt leads the way. Rothwell up into second. Iftati squirts into third, looking to go to the outside, but Tim DeBoer was already there.
Wow, what a battle with Rothwell, Iftati, and DeBoer. DeBoer got shuffled out, and now it's Wirt, Rothwell, and Iftati, your top 3. Wirt working around some lap traffic. Rothwell in tow, trying to catch the leader. Iftati a little bit sideways, trying to catch Rothwell.
Yeah, that car's a little bit angry for Sean Iftati. They're trying to chase the back end around the corner, and they're the pack behind them of Tim DeBoer, Nick Massey, Tristan DeSilva. One opportunity, and those cars will be right in there in the mix.
Down out of corner number 4. 2 laps to go, says flagman Kyle McKenzie, with Rothwell and Iftati right there, your top 3. Then it's Tim DeBoer running in 4th, and Nick Massey inside the top 5. Tristan DeSilva still up there in that 6th spot.
White flag gonna fly this time. Fabio Oliveri, a lap car in that 16 machine just in front of Kyle Wirt, so he'll have to dispense of him on this final lap to not allow Kyle Rothwell to close in, but one more time around.
The inside of Fabio Oliveri goes Kyle Wirt, putting him a lap down with Kyle Rothwell. trying to keep pace. Time running out, though, as they go down into corner number 3 and 4 for the final time. Double checkers coming out. And off of corner 4, Kyle Wirt will pick up the win. Kyle Rothwell second. And it'll be Sean Iftati in third, Tim DeBoer fourth, fifth is Nick Massey, sixth will be Tristan De Silva, seventh Jeremy May, eighth Mike Evers, ninth Jonathan Ayrton, and coming home in the 10th spot, it looks like it will be the 188 of Paul Longbow.
So Clinton Jeffrey getting set up down in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane, and they're going to have to give Ryan Hiller a little motivation to head on out of there.
I want to make a correction. Tim Jamison coming home in the 10th spot.
That's a good run for Tim.
Again, one more feature to come. Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack merchandising 360 sprint cars. Up next. Celebrations about to take place down in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. As local fireworks lighting up the sky here at the Big O.
Climbing out of the car now, Kyle Wirt after a successful 20-lap mini-stock feature event. Waving that checkered flag as he stands on the driver's side door. Clinton Jeffrey is on his way to have a word with Kyle Wirt.
While we're down here with Kyle Wirt, Kyle, I know you have some sponsors in the house, so what a great night to win on national television. These guys talking about your car just looks evil out there, but it's fast. Talk about your night.
Took on the green this year, hopefully get some few wins, break the curse, so it's looking good right now, and I'm happy we're back.
What an amazing night for you guys. How was the track conditions coming in at the end of this one?
A little bit bumpy, but nothing you can fight through. Run the track.
There you have it. Kyle Wirt gets it done here in Victory Lane on MAV TV, guys.
A man of fairly few words there, Greg, wasn't he?
He did all his talking on the track because you could tell how badly he wanted it. He held on to it for the victory, and Kyle Wirt picks up a big win there, and now we're ready down with second place. Kyle Rothwell down with Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, Kyle, you're not a regular here at Ohsweken, but a dominant force in the mini stock world here in Ontario. Great to have you in the house tonight. Not a bad run for you. You don't run here regularly, but to end up here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane is still a solid evening.
Yeah, I can't say enough really for this whole team, everybody that helps me out, my wife for helping me get here tonight, and Ohsweken, a great facility. I wish I could come every week. It's just not feasible for me at work right now, but in the future I'd like to run here full time.
Good job for Kyle Rothwell. He will finish second here. We'll get ready for third in just a minute, guys.
Good solid run for Kyle Rothwell. Always brings a great piece to the racetrack. It looks great and it runs fast.
And very kind words too. And we need to remember that all these people have lives and day jobs, and all of us here do. And then they come out on Friday night to put on a show, and it is a big sacrifice. It's challenging to get to the racetrack. Clinton Jeffrey in Victory Lane with cheeseburger Sean Iftati.
Sean, I am starving right now, and now we have to talk about cheeseburger. What a run for you, man. Last week you're the feature winner. Tonight you still end up in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane with a third place finish. A hard-fought battle out there watching you rock that top and get out of shape a couple times, but you still managed to pull it off.
Yeah, fighting the wheel was hard. When I got tangled up with Haynes in turn 2, I lost all the throttle cables, so I was just hanging on by the tow hook on the gas pedal and hanging on for dear life.
Good job. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. How about him for our top three? Kyle Rothwell and cheeseburger Sean Iftati. Get it done in the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks tonight here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
You look at a championship win at the end of the season, and nights like tonight for Sean Iftati might be one of those where, you finished third, but the way you finished third and held on, even though you had problems, could pay off big at the end of the year.
You're absolutely right, Greg. And we should also mention that with our All North Racing powered by Pinty's, there's going to be a separate TV title. So there will be a point standings just for the 6 TV races, and of course also the Ohsweken Speedway 2019 Track Championship as well.
So congratulations to Kyle Wirt picking up the win and getting the celebratory photos down in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. All North Racing is brought to you by Pinty's Delicious Foods, making great food fun. Mr. Transmission, Canada's transmission and technology experts.
Hey, mister, you're a friend of mine.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway, All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. One feature left, and it's the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Car main event. Starting lineup for this 20-lap affair looks like this, going from the pole out of Fenwick, Ontario. He's a two-time champion in the 14H, the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. Starting second out of Scotland in the 87X, it'll be Sean Evans in the Nathan Ackland and Hills Racing ride. Starting third, the winner 1 week ago, two-time and defending champion out of Scotland, the 47X D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. And going from the fourth spot out of Alden, New York, the 49 machine, that'll be Scott Kruder. Starting in fifth out of Mississauga, the 17X, that's Mac Demand. And to his outside in position number 6 out of Castro Center, Corey Turner in car number 13. Going from 7th out of Brantford, car number 10 is Mitch Brown. And in the 8th position from Thetford, the 5D, that'll be Shane Ross. Going back in row number 5, Holly Porter out of Dorchester, Ontario in car number 1, alongside her teammate, the 68 of Aaron Turkey out of Ohsweken. Back in row number 6, it'll be Josh Hansen from Beamsville in the 88H. Alongside him will be Jake Brown in the Little Ben 110. He's from Brantford, Ontario. Starting in the 13th position from St. Williams in the 21, John Burbridge Jr. And to his outside, it's Mike Thorne out of Caledonia in car 55. Starting 15th out of Castro Center, the 91, that'll be Ryan Turner. And Chris Steele alongside him from St. Catharines in car number 80. Going off 17th out of Castro Center, that will be the 11 of Jamie Turner. And to his outside in the 18th starting position from Carlisle, the 9 of Steve Lyons. Starting 19th, it'll be Kevin Pauls in car 46. And alongside him out of Lewiston, New York, the 81 machine, that is Derek Jonathan going from the 20th position. 21st from London, the 15F, that is Mike Farrell. And going 22nd, the plane 15, that'll be Dan Nanacoat from Ohsweken. And back in the final row, the 12th row, starting 23rd, Scott Burke out of Charing Cross, Ontario in the 9B, and Cole McDonald out of Waterdown in the 0C. That's your 24-car lineup for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars, our final feature of the night, right here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. And the fans here at Ohsweken Speedway about to see the spectacle. There'll be 4 wide and fancy for the fans as they come by the stripe this time by. And always an exciting sight to see, Adam Ross, when these cars stack up and salute the fans.
You know, I enjoyed this part of the night every week as well because I get to sit back and listen to you. Like, you're so structured, so organized. You put on such a show with it, Greg. And this is something special to see. The 4-wide salute for the 360 sprints. The fans giving them a wave. The drivers are waving back. And what a view of the action we have from Clinton Jeffrey down trackside.
Cars pull out of formation and get set and ready for the 20-lap main event. Dylan Westbrook won 1 week ago in that 47X. Two-time and defending champion. Planning to run again for a season championship here at Ohsweken Speedway, but he's been doing a lot of racing with the ASCS National Tour down south and doing quite well.
So 2 Hills Racing entries in the front 2 rows. In fact, 3 of them in the front 3 rows, really, with Mac Demand and the 17X. That is well-prepared equipment.
The best of the best up there, and this is going to be a great feature event. The Strickland GMC Pace truck ready to pull off. And as these cars come off of corner 4, they're going to go to full song. The question is in corner 1, which line do you like? There's a few bumps to watch for, but there's some really quick lines out there. We're going to see who gets the best jump here in the start. The final feature of the night for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars right here on MAV TV Canada.
Whoa, Mac Demand, full 360, keeps on going, no yellow necessary. What a move by Mac Demand.
and he doesn't slow down at all. He dive bombs it back into corner number 3, trying to make up all of that lost ground that he had. Meanwhile, at the front, it is Sean Evans leading for Scott Kruder and Dylan Westbrook.
Sean Evans looking good out front in that Hills Racing Ackman's insurance machine, as we've got one almost around in turn 4. That was Corey Turner. Heck of a nice save by Turner as Corey McDonald takes it back towards the pits. My goodness, the action is hot and heavy.
Here comes Scott Kruder around the outside. Now troubles for Dan Anico. He spins it right as the leaders are coming to him. The yellow flag will fly and the caution comes out, and we are going to back it down with 3 on the board and 17 to go.
Holy moly, there was a lot going on. McDemand did a full 360. He's still in the top 10, I believe.
I was shocked by Mac. He goes down, does the 360, saves the car, and you would think your next time in a corner 3, I'm going to be a little bit timid. He dive bombed it in there and gained some spots back. Here's the spin. We're going to see the replay. McDemand goes around, does the dust screen in front of everyone. Aaron Turkey, nice job to get around.
And we should explain, a sprint car, these are direct drive race cars. There is no clutch. You're either in gear or you're out of gear. So once you get them rolling, you have to keep them rolling. So when you start to spin, you have to keep that momentum, keep the hammer down, keep the car spinning. It's much harder than it looks. And then get the car pointed in the right direction, still with the wheels spinning, and then sort of take off from that point.
Not only do you not want to be the cause of the caution and spin and come to a stop, but it's far safer to keep driving and get out of your own way, basically, instead of being a car that's just kind of a lame duck sitting in the middle of the track and can't move. So Sean Evans was surpassed by Scott Kruder before that caution flag came out, so the driver out of Alden, New York goes to the top of the scoring pylon. Evans back to second, Dylan Westbrook there in third, Jim Hoopinen in fourth, and Corey Turner hanging on to a top 5. He had troubles under the initial start.
He did so very loose up there in turn number 4, did a great job to save that car. We're back under green.
Back they go into corner number 1. Here comes Evans on the bottom this time, and boy, Dylan Westbrook really caught the bumps, and that car was upset and angry, but he keeps the foot in it. He's feeling the challenge, though, from Jim Hoopinen on the bottom in the 14H.
Did a nice job there in turn 3 and 4 to find a line that would work and keep the car stable. Now down into 1 and 2. He set his sights on Sean Evans in the second spot.
Kruder leads them down in corner number 3. Off of corner 4, Sean Evans now will get a challenge from Dylan Westbrook, who's looking to find a way by his Hills Racing teammate. Westbrook looks to the high side. Evans pretty committed down to the inside of 1 and 2.
It is unbelievable what Dylan Westbrook can do behind the wheel of a race car as he swings to the outside of Sean Evans to take that second position.
Dylan looking to start the season with 2 straight wins, but he's going to have to catch Scott Kruder, who is running a very nice race right now out in front in that 49 machine. He's already beginning to catch the back of the pack.
He certainly is, Greg, with 7 laps complete. Lap traffic going to be a factor as Scott Kruder just closing in now as Dylan Westbrook almost knocked down the turn 2 wall.
Heavy traffic for the leaders as we see the blue and yellow diagonal stripe flag coming out for those cars right in front of Scott Kruder. He'll get by the 9 of Scott Burke. Next up, Dan Anico. Troubles for Dylan Westbrook. He lost a lot of real estate down in 2.
Almost spun that car around in 1 and 2. Did a nice job to gather it in and save it, but lost a lot of ground to the race leader, Scott Kruder.
Close call there for Scott Kruder as he nearly got pinched in the wall there as he races with Dan Anico. Still trying to get by the 15, looking high, looks low, still can't find the way around. Dylan Westbrook sends it in too high in 3. He'll skate it up towards the wall, gathers it back up, but he is going to lose a couple of positions on that exchange.
Scott Kruder finally gets around the outside of Dan Anico down in 1 and 2 to put him a lap down, and Kruder will try to pull away from second place.
Jim Westbrook gained second place back. He got back by Jim Hoopinen, who had scooted by him. As now he's beginning to track down Scott Kruder, who's having problems getting by Jake Brown in the Little Bend 110.
Well, Dylan Westbrook has been all over the racetrack trying to make these moves. Scott Kruger has been fairly true to that line, but here comes Westbrook closing in with 8 laps to go.
Here he comes off of corner number 2. He's got a good head of steam going down to the low side in 3. He'll shoot by the leader. Kruger skates back up in front of him. Can't make it stick. Well, yes, he will off the corner. He'll lead the lap. Kruger, though, fighting back by on the bottom side, and now Dylan Westbrook set sail with a great run through 1 and 2.
I thought Kruger had defended the slide job. He pointed the car back down the racetrack. I thought he was going to be able to retake that position, but Dylan Westbrook just too strong.
44 career starts in a 360 sprint car dating back to June 16th. He's won 23 of them already, over a 50% batting average right now. He is doing a great job at that 47X. The change of teams has done nothing different. He's still the man to beat here at Ohsweken Speedway as Dylan Westbrook leads him down the backstretch.
5 laps to go. It'll be 4 this time when Dylan Westbrook crosses the stripe, and he is starting to drive away from the field. Scott Kruger hanging on to second. Jim Hoopinen running third, and he is nearly half a track behind.
Feeling pressure from Mac DeMann, who's got his way up into this thing as well. He's up inside the top 5 again after the early troubles.
And Mac DeMann is just on or off. He is the hardest racer I think we've got in this 360 division. Always exciting to watch. And he is harassing Hoopinen for that 3rd spot.
Leader Dylan Westbrook around the outside of Scott Burke in corner 4. He'll work it down to complete lap number 18. 2 laps to go, says flagman Kyle McKenzie, as Dylan Westbrook has checked out. He is a full straightaway ahead of Scott Kruger now.
Whoa, contact down into 1 between John Burbridge and Jake Brown. That's going to bring out a yellow flag. A couple of cars not really in contention. Jake Brown, as we scroll down through our scoring pile, and scored in the 16th position with Burbridge 15th, so they were racing for position. Made a little bit of contact and got pointed the wrong direction.
Dan Anico spun to avoid John Burbridge Jr. down there in corner number 1. And they both come to a stop. No harm, no foul. They'll both get a push from the safety crew and get tagged back onto the end of the field.
Guys, I just want to mention that Dan Dannekoke in that 15 car spun to avoid, and Doug Leonard, our race control director, came over the one-way radio and told him, you'll get your spot back for trying to spin and avoid. He was not an involved car, so you'll see Dannekoke get his position back here on the grid.
I think that's a good call by Doug Leonard. It was pretty obvious Dan Dannekoke saw what was going on down in the corner, just locked it down to avoid contact, avoid making a bad situation worse. And good that he's going to be rewarded with his spot back.
Well, with 2 laps to go, does anyone have anything for Dylan Westbrook? He's been the man to beat for the last couple of seasons. Scott Kruger had a win last year. He's no stranger to finding Mr. Transmission victory lane, but man, the tear that Dylan Westbrook's on right now is going to take a lot to get by the 47X.
Between his confidence and his speed, he just does things in the race car. He's got a gift for finding the line that's exactly where he should be running. Just, if you want to know the fastest way around Ohsweken Speedway on any track conditions, find Dylan Westbrook on the racetrack, because he's probably running that line.
And even if there is a bump on the track somewhere, he'll go through it if it is the faster line. He just seems to have no fear when it comes to those situations where some drivers will try and correct their corner to try and avoid a certain spot. He'll drive through it if he knows it's a quicker way around.
That's the name of the game. Get there faster than everybody else.
Dylan Westbrook, your leader. Scott Kruger will be second. Then it's Mac DeMann up to third. How about this run after he had the problems early on making that spin? The opening laps of the race. His teammate right behind him, Sean Evans in fourth, and Jim Hoopinen up there inside the top 5.
So everybody at the front of this field on the lead lap battling for position up here. We are getting into the closing stages. There'll just be 2 laps to go. So in effect, a green-white checker finish to close out the night on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's.
flag displayed. We'll come back to the green flag next time around. Dylan Westbrook looking to start the season undefeated. Two-time defending champion of this division. The very first time he got behind the wheel of a 360 sprint car was for the Triple Crown Showdown back in June of 2016, and he almost won the thing.
He really is something special.
Here we go, back to the green. Single file past the cone. Kyle McKenzie will display the green flag to bring us back to life.
Down through 1 and 2, Mac Demand looking for that second spot. He snuck by short and briefly, rather, but Scott Kruger back around the outside as white flag is being displayed.
Final time around for D-Dub's Dylan Westbrook out in front as he sails it into corner number 2. Kruger and Demand going at it for that second spot in a good battle for fourth between Hupinen and Evans.
Mac Demand going to try one more swing as Dylan Westbrook takes the win. The battle for second will be taken by Scott Kruger. Mac Demand third, Jim Hupinen fourth. Good run by Sean Evans to round out the top 5.
Corey Turner, Jake Brown, Josh Hansen, Ryan Turner, and Shane Ross all up there inside the top 10.
3 Hills Racing entries in the top 5. That's a pretty good outing for that race team, I dare say, Greg.
Whoa. Down on the front stretch, Corey Turner and Mitch Brown.
Little how do you do?
Yeah. Almost fireworks lighting up the sky here at Ohsweken Speedway. All part of All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. We're going to go down to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane in just a moment to talk with the top 3 in the Cool Kids Ice and Water 4-pack sprint cars. As Dylan Westbrook makes it 2 weeks in a row, the champion for the last 2 seasons here at Ohsweken Speedway. Moved over from the Glenn Stiers Racing team during the off-season over to Hills Racing, and is perfect here in 2 starts at Ohsweken Speedway. 45 starts. He now has 24 wins in those here at Ohsweken Speedway. 41 career 360 sprint car wins in just about 3 years. Pretty impressive start to a young career for Scotland, Ontario's Dylan Westbrook as he climbs out of the car and goes atop the wing.
He sent me a message on Facebook this week, Greg, says, I really want to win on TV. He's won everything. He's at this racetrack, he is as dominant a driver as there is. Getting some congratulations down there in Victory Lane. But I know it meant a great deal for him to get a win on national TV, on MAV TV Canada. Let's see how excited this young man is as he pulls the helmet off. Clinton Jeffrey is with him.
Well, Dylan Westbrook getting the gear off down here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. We'll get him around front and get a word with him. His 24th win in 44 starts. That's real impressive, D-Dub. Back here at home where you belong in Victory Lane. Talk about your run tonight. Well, let me talk about it. Lost it off of 2, almost crashed. Blew it off of 4 and still came back and won. Talk about your drive. Pretty wild night.
Yeah, that was pretty wild out there. Just the bumps up. If you just hit them just wrong, you never knew where the car was going to go. One time hit it just wrong over there and went off the track. Same with down there, but it was real fast. If I could just hit it just right, the car was super hooked up. We'd just go anywhere we wanted.
Another amazing night for you and this new team. You guys are really gelling well.
Yeah, the team's working great. It's just everyone who helps out with it. It's awesome. And all the sponsors like OTE, Sovereign Fusion, just everyone who helps out with this car to get us here every week.
There you have it, guys. Dylan Westbrook picks up win number 24 here at the Big O.
Clint made a really good point. There's a couple of points in this race where I thought Dylan maybe is not going to get this done, especially up in corner 4, but less than 2 laps later, he was right on the back Nerf bar of Scott Kruger.
It's unbelievable. Things change so quickly. And speaking of Scott Kruger, Clinton Jeffrey is down in Victory Lane with the driver who finished second.
Thanks, guys. Scotty, you had this one, but Dylan Westbrook has owned this place. Can you walk away a little bit pleased with your performance tonight? Are you going to be disappointed on your drive back to New York State that Dylan got this one away from you?
I'm going to be a little disappointed. I mean, we had a good run. Going from last week, we destroyed a car. We put this car can't thank my team enough. The Hoddocks, everybody worked overtime all week putting a new car together. So it's the first night out with this car. It was really good. The car was really good. I just got to get more aggressive. Seat time means a lot. Dylan's run a lot of races this year, and he's really good. So in order to win, we're going to have to I'm going to have to step my game up. I don't know really how much more we can do to the car. The car was really good.
They have a solid run for Scott Kruder. Not quite where he wanted to be, but still a solid second run.
Good bounce-back race for him after the troubles they had last week, of course. We got to talk to him a little too early last Friday night.
Have you noticed how truthful the interviews have been down in Victory Lane tonight, Greg? It's refreshing to hear what these drivers have to say. I'm really enjoying it because they just tell you what they're feeling, what they're thinking. It's so authentic. I love it. This should be a good one, too. Mac DeMann finished third tonight. Clinton Jeffrey is standing with him now.
Thanks, Adam. Mac, we talked about Dylan having an eventful night. You spun on lap 1 right in the middle of the field, still battled back to be here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Great run for you, man. You're off to a pretty good start, though you haven't grabbed a win. You've been here twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, didn't expect the track to be that slick. Did a full 360. Don't know where I fell back to, but my crew, Hills Racing Team, Nathan Ackland Racing, gave me a great car. We had some really wicked side bite, and just started picking guys off. Got up to third, got that caution with 2 laps to go, and thought, you know, these guys are running the top. I'm going to try the bottom. Had a good little battle with Scotty there, and ended up third. Not bad for spinning on the first lap, so we'll take it. You know, 2/3. We want to beat Dylan, but I'm sure it'll come.
There you have it, Mac DeMann, one of the upcoming superstars here at the Big O. How about him for our top 3 tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Dylan Westbrook, Scotty Kruder, and Mac DeMann. And that's going to do it from Mr. Transmission Victory Lane here on All North Racing, powered by Pinty's. What an amazing night, guys. History made here at Ohsweken this evening.
That it was, Clinton. We got to go on live national broadcast TV here tonight, and a fantastic bunch of racing. It started off with a fantastic mini stock feature and led into 3 more great feature events here tonight at Ohsweken Speedway. I had a lot of fun tonight, Adam. How about you?
We should point out this is the first of 6 events in the All North Racing powered by Pinty series here at Ohsweken Speedway. There may be more events added, but we know that 6 of them right here at Ohsweken. This was race 1. I don't know how we could have had any more fun with this. Every division showed well. The racing was fantastic. I had a lot of fun, Greg.
It was a great night. Don't forget, you can follow along All North Racing, powered by Pinty's, on Facebook for all the latest news as well. So stay tuned for all the latest on that, and stay tuned for the upcoming events here on MAV TV Canada. It was a great night of action here at the Big O, our first ever run on MAV TV Canada. Hope everyone enjoyed it. On behalf of the Stiers family, Clinton Jeffrey down trackside, Adam Ross, my name's Greg Kilnan, saying thanks for tuning in to All North Racing, powered by Pinty's on MAV TV Canada. All North Racing is brought to you by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world. Go to InsideTrackNews.com for an exclusive subscription offer for MAV TV Canada viewers. Use promo